In this video, we'll review FinishLine software for subcontractors. This will be a basic overview of the various ways subcontractors can interact with the program. It includes a brief guide to the portal and the FinishLine Pro app. As a subcontractor, you'll be seeing inspection items, which are designated as your responsibility to resolve. With FinishLine, you'll be able to see what the item is and what needs to be addressed. Depending on how the owner, architect, project superintendent, or project manager decides to use FinishLine, you may interact with FinishLine in one of three ways. Regardless of which method is used, FinishLine will limit what you see to only items that are in your scope of work. Reports. You'll probably receive reports via email from the inspectors periodically. Reports are used to notify subcontractors of new or ongoing items. For example, on some projects, the inspectors will send out the reports and request that the subs note their progress on the report itself and turn the report back into the inspectors. The portal. The portal allows subcontractors to make an electronic version of the report that can be updated right on the screen. Choose the areas of the project that you want to update and click on Create Report. You work down the report, marking your progress and adding any comments you want to. Then at the bottom, hit the Submit button. Use the FinishLine Pro app. Overall, the app is quite intuitive, but we'll review the basics to get you started. Install the app. You can use the FinishLine Pro app on a variety of devices. When it comes to the tablet version, the app works on iPad, Android tablets, and Windows tablets. The app also works on iPhone and Android smartphones. Download the app from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Once you have the app on your chosen device, you'll need to connect to the project by inputting the project name and project password. If you have more than one project, you may see additional projects listed here. After that, you'll be prompted for your personal username and user password. You should get these login details from the project manager. If need be, they'll contact us for further assistance. Now that you're in the app, let's go through a few of the main features. We'll start on the tablet version. The app screen is split between the plan view and the list view. Items which are represented by icons in the plan view will correspond with the list view and vice versa. When you select an item in the list view, it's highlighted on the plan view. The icon in the upper left-hand corner is a navigation window. Use this to navigate to the various areas in your project. If you have more than one project, you may also see additional projects listed. Just touch on the project to see the various levels. We call this drilling down. Use this technique to see the additional levels in your project. You can either drill down further by selecting the arrow button or tap the floor to see the entire plan view. Another way to navigate is by selecting a room or area right on the plan view. See that? When you tap on a room, it's highlighted. That means you can drill down to another plan view. We just went from the whole floor plan view to a specific room. Let's take a look at the other icons in FinishLine that you'll be using as a subcontractor. You'll see the filter in the upper right, which we'll review later in this video. Next to the filter is Sync. Use this button when you have a solid Wi-Fi connection to sync once you've made your updates. Next to Sync is the Recently Accessed Plans button, which looks like a clock with a counterclockwise arrow. Use this to quickly navigate around your project to recently access plan views. Next to that is a drop-down menu, which contains screen layout to change your view. There are a variety of options, so take your pick as to what your personal preference is. The drop-down menu also includes Administration, Settings, and Logout. Let's go through a few settings which you may choose to change per your preferences. Select the App Settings tab. If you'd like to activate predictive type-in when using Input field, slide the radio button to the On position as indicated with the check mark. Want to skip the image editor when taking a new photo? Just slide the radio button to the On position. These options can be changed to suit your needs. Let's go back to the main screen and review what to do when you're assigned an item. You may select an item in two ways, from the plan view or from the list view. When you touch and hold an item on the plan view, it becomes highlighted and you're taken into that item. Let's go back to the plan view for a second look. To select an item from the list view, just tap and hold on the item, and there we go. Now we're in the item form. You'll see the inspection type, task, and description here. Your name or company name should be in the assigned subcontractor name. Additional information such as the action, priority status, location, space, due date, and comments may be listed. The initiating party is which inspector group created the item, such as architect, general contractor, owner, etc. Other details about the item may be captured via photos or plan annotations. If there are attachments on an item, you'll see a thumbnail preview across the top of the item form. Select the Files tab to see the attachments in greater detail. Photos can be marked up with annotations to show more detail about the item. You might also see plans with annotations as well. Depending on how the project is managed, you may or may not see photos or other attachments on items. Just keep in mind there might be, so keep your eyes out for those extra details. Once you've identified the item, you'll want to communicate to the inspector that you have completed your work on that item. You'll need to update the status in the app. This will mark the item that your portion of the task is complete and communicate that status update to the initiating party. The check mark icon is used to mark that you've completed the work. You can use the check mark icon in two areas. From the list view, you can select one or more items, then select the check mark icon to complete. Or you can go into each individual item and edit it. Going into the item allows you to add a comment or photo to the item, and that comment will be added to any other item comments with the date and your initials. You'll notice that when you mark an item complete with the check mark icon, it may disappear from the list and on the plan view as well. That is because the default view in FinishLine is to show only incomplete items or open items. You'll see items in the plan view and the list view depending on how your filter is set. Items can have 3 or more different statuses. Typically, these are open, pending final, or closed. Let's go through these. Open items. You'll see open items when the status is set to open, which is the default filter status. These items need your attention. If you change these filter settings and want to return to the default settings, just select Reset. Pending Final. You'll see these items when you select Pending Final in the status bar of the filter and uncheck the Show To Do Only box. These items have been marked complete by you, but have yet to be signed off by the inspector or other project manager. Closed items. Select Closed in the filter to see the items that you marked as complete and were signed off by the inspector or other project manager. All types of items. To see all the types of items and their status, set the filter to All Status. Notice the items in green in the list view, which are the items where the inspector has approved all work. You can also see the items you've marked as complete, when the filter is set to All Status. Want to add a comment to something you've already marked as complete? No problem. You can go back into an item you've marked as complete and add a comment. To reset the filter, just select the filter and choose Reset. Proceed through the items you need to update. Always save any comments or updates you make to items. When you're done with your edits, be sure to sync with the servers. Syncing can be done via Wi-Fi or with a cell connection, but we highly recommend waiting to sync until you reach a strong Wi-Fi connection instead of using a cell connection. One last feature we'd like to point out is logs. In the upper right-hand corner of the item form is a Logs tab. From this screen, you can see the change logs for this item, showing the types of changes made to this particular item and when the change occurred, along with other details. If you have questions or need more information, email info@punchlist.net or call 1-888-869-8685. We're here to help.